Jesse, when do you first recall being abducted?
My first abduction occurred in 1957 when I was 5 years old.
According to Jesse, his abductors inserted a small item, an alien implant, into his left shin.
It was in my body for 34 years.
Could you feel it inside you? What did it feel like?
It was always painful. I always had to wear my socks below the incision point because it was painful.
In 1991, Jesse had the foreign object removed from his leg.
There it is.
This is actual footage of that procedure.
That's a good definition.
This is the object that was in my leg. And unfortunately, during the initial test that was done on it, it was broken into 2 pieces. But that allowed us to look at the inside.
Some have dismissed the object as simply a shard of glass. But when it was analyzed at Southwest Research Institute, a materials analysis facility in Texas, the conclusions suggested a greater mystery. According to the lab's report, the object revealed a very remarkable composition and exhibited unique surface characteristics that cannot be explained, and that the questions outnumber the answers.
Magnetic fields and radio frequencies next.
Before we permanently remove this implant, we need to see if there's anything detectable going on. We do know that it's magnetic. Maybe it's giving off a radioactivity, maybe it's giving off a radio signal. We need to determine if it's just a piece of metal or it has some greater purpose.
This instrument is called a Gauss meter. It's for the detection of electromagnetic fields. Let's see what happens. That noise is a very strong electromagnetic field. Let's get a reading of 10 milligauss, which is extremely strong.
It's highly unusual for a tiny speck of metal to give off such a strong signal, unless it's connected to a power source.
I wasn't that curious up until just now when you got a reading on output.
Now the next instrument we use is a radio frequency detector. We have 2 ranges here that we can change from. One is the gigahertz range and the other is the megahertz range.
Dr. Lear is sweeping a wide range of possible radio frequencies, from the bottom of the megahertz range and continuing upward to the top of the gigahertz range. Megahertz is the wavelength used by television and FM radio stations. Gigahertz is much higher, used for microwave ovens and cell phones, among other applications.
It is emitting a radio frequency. It looks to be like about 59.125254 gigahertz. This is the megahertz range now, which is 35.893, and this is megahertz.
The megahertz reading fell under a VHF band. The VHF band is used by satellite radio and terrestrial communication, which is used by the government as well as the consumer. And terrestrial communication, which is used by the government as well as the consumer.
Dr. Matriciano was surprised to find that Jeff's tissue has attached itself to the object.
It looked like it was encapsulated in organic material that was actually attached to Jeff's body. So there was a little bit of a tugging to get it out there.
That's it. Yeah, we got it.
Hold that for a second. That's it.
The size was surprising of the object. It appeared more flat and roundish, and I was really surprised that something of that size was generating a signal outside of my body.
So it's in the serum.
Now the TSA will conduct random hand swabbing to detect explosives at airports across the country.
You do it and you're doing it randomly, you're not just picking on a certain group of people. I think it's a great thing.
Long-used electronic tracking devices for convicts on parole, but now a judge or a JP in Texas is using them on kids who have a habit of skipping school. Judge Tony Munoz has ordered dozens of hardcore truants to carry a GPS device with them 24/7. They have a key and a code, catch a key and a code 5 times a day. The judge is using them on kids who have skipped school dozens of times.
These mysterious objects be proof that aliens really have abducted human beings?
We're going to perform surgery to remove foreign objects from individual bodies who believe that they have been abducted by aliens.
We'll scrutinize 2 of the objects at a state-of-the-art materials testing lab.
We believe that we have a definitive physical evidence that the abduction phenomena is real.
If you don't make that claim, then show me some evidence.
It's a debate that has little middle ground.
Debunkers are not helpful. Their agenda is to show that this is simply not happening without having any knowledge of the subject whatsoever.
If somebody showed up with any objective data that an extraterrestrial existed and had been to Earth, we would love it.
Do these objects prove that aliens are here and that they're kidnapping people?
We don't know what they are yet. Perhaps we will find out.
Now the theory of alien abductions put to the ultimate conspiracy test.
You take the rest,